with that, welcome anyone to my YouTube channel. This is Two Vs to Kill You, and today I am starting a podcast with a couple of my buddies. This is going to be called the Gaming Chamber Podcast. And let me introduce you to my buddies. First, and certainly least, actually, is Devin, aka Moss for Life. Second, JJ, aka Red327. Say what's up, guys. JJ,
Yo,
Yo,
Devin,
what's up? Thanks for having us,
yes,
Everino.
thank you.
and just so anyone who's listening or watching this podcast, just so you're not confused, my name is Everett. That's why they'll be calling me Everett. So, as I said, starting a podcast. This is the first episode, and I guess maybe we should do a little bit of introduction. I don't think I need to. If anyone's been watching my videos, they know me a little bit, but I would like my friends to maybe say a little bit about themselves. JJ, go ahead.
Hey, I'm JJ Red. I like to play games and party. I like to play a lot of first-person shooters, strategy games, all other stuff, and play games with my buddies here, and play Gears and carry.
Yeah. Oh, that's probably one thing you'll learn is JJ is simultaneously somehow sometimes bad yet way too good for games. It happens sometimes, but I love it. Devin, your turn. Go ahead.
All right, my name's Devin or Moss for Life. Big Randy Moss fans. That's where my gamer tag comes from. Been gaming with these two guys for the past decade plus. Pretty much will play anything
Sure,
with
you're right.
them. Yeah, pretty much will play anything. I'll even play bad games just for the experience. Personally, right now, trying to go through that Gollum game, glitchy and it's terrible.
Oof.
But sometimes it's just fun to play a bad game and just play your way through it. And yeah,
Get them
just love
Chivos,
playing
right?
pretty much anything. Chivos or just to be able to say you played the bad game for the experience. Just be like it's like watching the Human Centipede, the movie. Like you play the bad stuff or you watch the bad movies just because like you just know it's terrible, but you just have to experience it just to just experience that, just to have that experience in your life. Sometimes you just have to.
I get that.
It's
I
okay.
feel that.
It's okay.
I feel that. Yeah.
No,
I
is that
feel
like
that,
Right
man.
to Hell, right? Right to Hell
Yeah,
Retribution.
like
Right to
Ride to
hell,
Hell,
retribution.
Retribution, where they have sex scenes with their clothes on. Played it.
Oh my
Great.
god, it's legendary. Legendary, dude.
It's probably one of the best sex scenes I've ever had to do.
Move over, God of War,
That's
dude.
what Fox News was worried about so long ago when Mass Effect introduced sex
Word.
scenes. They were worried about where it would lead to with Ride to Hell Retribution.
I fully believe that was exactly what you were what was feared the most.
Yeah.
They knew that
They knew Ride to
bad
Hell Retribution was coming.
they weren't afraid of sex in games. They were afraid of bad sex in games. Just like
Yeah.
in their real lives. Anyways, okay.
Hmm.
So uh let's get this show started and we'll jump right into really not the first subject or topic, but Doom. It's what is it today? It is the 10th of December. Doom turned 30 today, so I just wanted to shout that out. I know that I'm the old guy in the group. I've played the Doom games for years. First one I really was starting to get when I was getting into Doom, or not getting into Doom, where I put more hours than I probably should have. When I really started to play Doom was Doom 3, where they were like, okay, we're going to be a survival horror game. But obviously I've played the new ones. I've played the old ones as well. Not a lot, but I played them. You guys, Devin, you played them as well, right?
Yeah, I played them on like when they've re-released them on the newer systems. I never played them back in the day, like on PC or anything like that. I was still a little too young at that point. But I played the new ones, and I saw like the little shout out by Gears. I think maybe you might see the
Gears
Doomslayer,
and Doom
maybe.
crossover soon?
I don't know if it's going to be a complete crossover, but I mean, Halo characters and Terminator characters, when they're made their way into Gears, so we might see maybe in the next Gears, maybe Doomslayer is a playable online multiplayer character. I'd say that's about as far as crossover as we get. And I'd be fine with that. That'd be fun. Add the Doom
That was
Slayer
really
in
dope.
there. Do some curb stomping with with the Doom Slayer.
Yeah, yeah. JJ, you played them at least the new ones too, right?
Yeah, I played a lot of them. Pretty much as old as me, so pretty crazy. But yeah, I played a
Yes.
lot of I think the original one on N64 when that came out.
Oh
When I was
yeah,
younger.
Doom 64. Yeah.
Yeah, that's where I kind of started playing, and then I think I started playing a lot more for Doom 3, just because I was big into those survival horror games too. I was playing a lot of like Silent Hill, Resident Evil games, so seeing it that way was kind of interesting. I know it's not the best out of all the what Doom was, but it was kind of creepy for like a 10-year-old. Like, I kind of liked it.
Well, I was a teenager at the time, so nothing was
Ugh,
really
God, you're
scaring
old.
me. Yeah, I as I said, I'm the old in the group. So
The elder statesman.
the elder statesman, exactly. Oh my god. In this game I am playing, I do not have a gun right now. Um yeah, but I want to shout out Doom real quick. 30 years old, that's, the godfather of first person shooters right there. If it
Yep.
wasn't for Doom, we probably wouldn't have as you can see, listeners, I'm playing Call of Duty. We wouldn't have a game like Call of Duty, or maybe not Call of Duty in its current form, which maybe you could blame Doom for, but that's a whole other issue. Another thing I kind of wanted to talk about, maybe really quick, was so Phil Spencer had an interview for the website Windows Central, and one of the things he mentioned was that they have a roadmap for improvements to achievements. As big Xbox users, I wanted to get your guys' thoughts on that. So, JJ, go ahead.
Um, that's I don't know what you would really choose. I was trying to look it up, but he kind of just hinted about changing it. Hopefully, he doesn't just because they don't really do much except just show us some games of what you completed. I don't know if he's trying to add like rewards or something. Like what's the Xbox rewards? Microsoft little.
Well, I mean, there's been, some talk, I want to say the past couple of years, about how they want they want to improve achievements in just certain ways. I know I want to say that they have talked about like adding like an equivalent to the platinum trophy on PlayStation, which is something that I know you and me, Devin, have talked about that before. Uh, I know I've said I would like not like a platinum achievement, but an achievement that's like, oh, you have gotten every achievement in this game.
Achievement
Here's
to
that
get
one
all
extra achievement.
achievements.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, uh, I've said they should call it maybe like go with the Halo system of like medals, and I think Gears of War has done that as well, where like it's the Onyx achievement. Uh, that's my take on it. Devin, your take?
Yeah, I mean, as long as it like doesn't fund it, because they've done changes. So as long as nothing like cheapens what I've done already, as long as it is adding stuff, because like they've added like just little things like the rare achievements, like like it's kind of cool. Like when you unlock an achievement, you're like, cool, I'm in the under 10% of people that have done this, whether it's something that's really hard or I don't know, it's something that's like that people haven't really played it yet, but it's kind of cool knowing that you're in the top 10%. And then they've kind of done a little bit what Sony's already done where you can reveal details. You don't have to like go online and be like, what's this secret achievement? Which most of the time it's story related, but sometimes it's like, oh, we needed you to kill 20 birds in this level or whatever it might be. So it's nice now you can just know it right away. Or you can press the reveal details. So as long as they're doing little things like that, I'm fine with it. Yeah, they add a platinum trophy, the Onyx trophy, or certain skulls or whatever they might decide to call it. Like, I think it's great. More ways to engage and like add longevity to games. I'm down with.
Right on, right on, right on. Here's another quick thing. We're not big Sea of Thieves players, so here's another quick thing we could talk about. I believe it was last Friday. They added the ability to just play with just your friends in Sea of Thieves instead of just going into a server where there's just random players who can absolutely fuck your shit up. Which when I have played Sea of Thieves has happened. Just something to quickly mention. You guys have any thoughts on it, JJ?
They're
Oh, Devin.
they don't have to pay for the private servers, right?
It's a free update.
Okay. Yeah, so
Yeah,
I mean that's good because I don't know because I feel like that's kind of been a barrier. Like I don't know. After they finally fixed the game, I didn't really want to go back in because you kind of have like those hardcore guys. That's like JJ and I have talked about this, and I've talked a little bit about you too, Everett. You get these guys that just play these games. It's just like the only game they play, and you get so far behind them, and it's just like great. Now I'm playing against these Sea of Thieves streamers, and it's just like I can't get anything done. So I think finally, I mean, it could be a little bit too late though, if you're just adding like private servers now. Like you probably missed the boat on getting a lot of people, but I could be wrong.
JJ.
Yeah. Um, I'm kind of like I like it. The idea of having private servers for a game like that, like I said, like it was tough trying to play with people that have been playing a lot longer than you and destroy you. Because I think when I first started, people would just grief and like camp your boat and you can't do anything, and then just makes the game not fun. I'm not saying like
Yeah,
if you want to play and enjoy the experience, go ahead and feel that. But some people just want to just play the game with a couple buddies, and after a hard day of work, just want to just chillax, not worry about getting camped for like God knows how long.
Yeah, have
They actually play the
Blackbeard
game,
come out of
enjoy it.
nowhere, and like the equivalent of Blackbeard comes out of nowhere, and you're like, I just
equivalent of
wanted to
Blackbeard.
go get some treasure.
Yeah,
Yeah, exactly. Like I'm Captain Fuzzy
and
Pants
even
of
maybe
the
like doing that
Seven
private
Seas.
stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah,
but doing the private stuff, maybe you just
Fuzzy
kind
Pants
of bring people back into
42069.
play.
Sorry.
I would say like
triple
doing
X.
the private service can help people get into the game and kind of catch up a little bit before. Okay, I'll start playing online with other people because I actually have loot or all that,
Yeah, I
Yeah,
have
or
a
even
decent
learning how to
exactly.
ship
play the game.
now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, you're right. Like you want to play a game. You want to, especially a game like that where co-op is a big. Maybe not necessarily co-op, but being just having the ability to just do stuff and not just get absolutely destroyed and butt fucked whenever you're playing is just because, yeah, as you said, someone's camping your ship and now you can't do anything because he's got the spot where like every time you go there you're just getting killed now. And yeah, that's not fun. It's not fun in any game, but especially a game like that where the aim is to probably just have fun. So, hey, yeah, maybe at some point, you and I, all of us, all three of us, can finally play Sea of Thieves for a good amount. But
Yeah, because I remember when it first came out, we couldn't even play it because the servers were just trash.
oh, that's a whole whole other thing. Yep,
But
that
that's gaming in
that's
this
gaming in
generation.
the past two generations. It seems like they just
Yeah,
nothing comes out. I don't know, but
yeah,
that's a whole other.
everyone knows
That's a
about
whole
everyone
other
everyone
conversation.
knows about that. That's
I'm
everyone
like,
talks about that in
I'm
every
just
gamer
getting
has that.
depressed. Like I'm getting depressed talking about that now. That's a
Yeah,
whole other conversation that we can have at
can of
some other
worms.
point, maybe. Yeah. Maybe this one will probably go through to this next topic. Call of Duty. Speak of the devil, playing Call of Duty for the podcast right now. New season came out on Wednesday. Came with the Urzikstan for the Battle Royale portion. Some new zombies story stuff. Haven't really got to do the zombie story stuff yet. But I have played Urzikstan. I don't understand how that happened. I have played the Urzikstan Battle Royale map. It's it's the zombies map that we've had, but now you can, play Battle Royale in it. Have you played JJ? I know Devin, this isn't a big game that you play a lot, so
I played
Nope.
the multiplayer. I didn't really play the BR one yet, but since we're playing zombies, it's kind of the same map, and I do kind of like the layout for this map. It's no Verdansk, but I was playing the new
It
map. What was it, the meat one, the 24/7?
the meat 24/7
It's a clusterfuck, which is pretty fun. Not as clusterfuck as like Rust or Shipment, of course,
shipment.
but
Oh my
it still
god,
gets
yeah,
pretty gnarly.
yeah.
I like the new guns. The new guns pretty cool.
Didn't they
Like
didn't they
the new
announce
ones, like
too?
the TAR 21, which I'm using
Oh
right now.
yeah,
I like
but
it.
didn't they did announce that Verdansk is coming back, right? I think next
Supposedly,
year.
yeah, like for next year's Call of Duty, the next BR, the big BR map is supposed to be coming.
Oh,
Is
okay, so that
Verdansk.
would be the yeah. I mean, they're trying to obviously
Because
cater
you see
to
what
their
Fortnite did, like they
audience.
brought back the OG map and it fucking popped off. Because again, those old maps are what makes it so much fun.
Yeah, I mean, people really do love the
And
first of whatever. When it's
Nostalgia.
something popular, not
yeah,
even
it's just
necessarily nostalgia, I think. I think it's just when something becomes popular, whatever was quote unquote the first of that or whatever what it incarnation it was when it became popular, that's always going to be what everyone wants. It's just like, pertaining to us, I guess, more as
Gridlock.
Gears of War fans. Well, no, not even Gridlock. When you look at like a huge, not a huge swath, but like a good swath of like Gears fans, they're always going to talk about Gears of War 2 is like the best one. Gears of War 2. And,
Gears 3 is
Gears
the
of,
best.
well, that's you and I, us as maybe old, as old heads in Gears. But that's when Gears of War really started to like gain traction, really started to like, okay, this is a thing. It was Gears of War 2. That's why it's the same reason why like Halo 2 is the most popular Halo. Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare is still, I saw a list I think by IGN. I'm pretty sure they put Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare as the number one Call of Duty of all time. That's the one that is what launched that game into what it is now. So I mean, it makes sense that Verdansk would be the most popular map or the first Fortnite map because when these things became super popular, that's what people were playing. They don't want to move on from that. They want to keep playing that. It's human nature, I think, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Maybe it's just really is the design of said game or map that really is actually just
go.
top tier. Yeah, but I'm
Anyone
assuming
who
you
says,
really
but
haven't.
just real quick though, anyone who says Gears 2 is the best Gears is high on crack. It's Gears 3. Gears 3 had the
It's
best
Gears 3.
campaign. It had the best multiplayer. Anyone who says Gears 2, I will fight you. We will throw hands if you say Gears 2. Gears 2, it was good,
Yeah,
but the final boss is just you in a helicopter, like using a hammer burst, or not hammer burst, but a hammer of dawn,
Ramadan.
and
Yeah.
it's just no. Anyone? So I will throw hands with anybody. I'm not a strong man, but I will throw hands.
Well, I'm not strong, but I will go to town on your face
Exactly.
Yeah, I
with
think
my
Gears 3
fists.
is like hands down the best one. It's just
Well,
the
I mean,
It had the best maps. It had the best
yeah,
like single
yeah.
player. Like
it
Dom's
controls everything.
spoiler
It's
alert.
just
Dom's death
perfect.
scene, great. Not that he died, but like I mean, how they handled his death, great. Like
I was about to
no,
say, man, damn, you like that he died?
I mean, I think he liked that he died so he could go be with his wife. So
That's probably true. That's yeah. I mean, you're probably right on that. No, no,
not to go down the Gears rabbit hole, but we can go back to Call of Duty. But I just wanted to throw that out there
no,
that I
we're
will throw
probably past the
hands.
Call of Duty now.
I will throw hands with anyone who says Gears 2.
No,
Gears
no,
3.
this is good. This is good content right here. Talking about Gears. No, dude,
The only
trust me,
game
I
that
agree
matters.
with you. I know. No, trust me. I agree with you. I'm in full agreement. Gears 3 is the
That's good because you don't want. I would have thrown some hands with you next time. Next time we run each other.
Oh my god, this guy. Yeah, sure you would have. Anyway, uh, oh, that was a good one right there. I like that. So, what can be the next thing? You know what? Let's talk about Fortnite next. What they was
Speaking of
last
Epic.
speaking of Epic, actually, good segue. There we go. Good segue. That's why
It's
you're
like,
part
it's
of.
like you've done this before, Devin.
It's like you've
I
done this
know.
before. That's why you're part of the panel. That is why you're part of this. So yeah,
I mean, I feel like I've been inside you, Everett. Your mind, inside
and we are gonna move right
Mhm,
past that.
mhm.
So Fortnite. Oh my god, Fortnite had their. I can't even get through this one. This is staying in. Fortnite had
Yeah,
had
that's what
their
I
I
event.
bet
said.
it did.
Oh, pause. Anyways, Fortnite had their event called the Big Bang, right? And nope, don't even start again, Devin. Don't even start again. Last Saturday, I want to say. Uh, and in it, they announced 3 games that were being added to Fortnite. Not just 3 game announcements just like that are just being released. They're being added into Fortnite. I made a video on this. This seems like they're making Fortnite like a launcher now, kind of like Call of Duty actually, where you just go into that and whatever game you're gonna play, that's how you play it. You don't just go into the game; you have to go into their launcher. Um, I've played the games. They're what they were.
Mhm.
JJ,
How was it?
you haven't played them, right? And neither of you,
I have
Devin?
not, just because all my accounts on PlayStation. I only have my Xbox right now.
Oh, yeah, that's right, huh?
And I don't want to start over with none of my skins I paid for. So.
That would, yeah. And I know definitely you, Devin, have not at least got the chance yet. Uh,
No, but I've seen like videos, like people are creating some pretty wild stuff, and especially in the Lego
yeah,
Fortnite.
like the
People
Twin Towers, right? You mentioned
exactly.
that.
That's what we were talking about. But there's been other stuff. Yeah, it's. I mean, that's what you. I mean, I don't know. That's what you expect of the internet. Like, I don't know, especially if you're on like the internet, like whether it's Instagram or TikTok, like it's just still full of like 9/11 jokes. So it's not a shocker
Yeah,
that
first
someone
day.
No,
decided to
So
make that
the
first
internet is
day.
the
That someone,
internet. Yeah.
yeah, it is not a shock that that made its way into Fortnite Lego.
I
Like
mean,
that is definitely not what they expected. I guarantee when at least when they were showing off the trailer, it's like just some cute platforming, and then that stuff comes out. It's just like, yeah, you
yeah,
let
I know.
people build anything, like
You give them the
whether
power
it's
to do anything,
Mario,
they're going to
yeah,
do it. I mean, I
whether it's Super
remember.
Mario Maker 2 or it's
Well, I mean,
uh,
remember the days of Black Ops 2 where you can make your own emblem. People were
emblems, yeah.
making.
oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
Somehow people are especially the emblem, man. I'm like, that's had to take so many time when you had to do like the Call of Duty like emblem stuff. I'm just like, I just like, I think I tried, I made it like a Viking helmet as best I could, and I was just like, yep, that's good. I don't really have enough time. I'm not really gonna spend any much
Exactly.
more time on that.
Yeah, yeah, when
But then you have
people
some
get.
people that are like, oh, if I do this
Hmm.
one shade and then another shade, and I rotate this one and I make this triangle like really small, look, it's a penis. And
Yeah,
it's like,
you're completely right. I mean,
it's like,
the things,
I'm just like, how do you guys know how to do all that, or just spend
or
that
just
much time?
yeah, like how much time just
I
to
know.
do that? Yeah,
Back in the days, man, high school days, anything happened, man. Give a teenager what to do, they will make a penis.
I mean,
And yell as many racial
over
slurs in game chat as possible in Call of Duty.
over under in penises made in Lego Fortnite
Like right now, like
right now,
uh,
at this moment, at what is this 9:08 p.m. Sunday,
yeah,
December 10th,
I'd put it at
2023.
like I don't know, 100,000,
Easily,
100,000.
easily
It's just
with the
every minute a penis is being built.
exactly
Like a scientifically proven. It's always going to be a penis being
scientifically
built in a
proven.
minute.
So I have I
What a
have
time to be
played the
alive.
games. Exactly. I have played the games. I have yet to create a penis in Lego Fortnite. But I have played the games. So
Are you
Lego
even
Fortnite,
living, bro?
I'm not living just yet. But
Damn.
Lego Fortnite is exactly what you think it is. It is Minecraft, but with Legos in Fortnite. It plays just like Minecraft. You destroy shit, you get shit, you build shit. That's not hard to comprehend. And I enjoy Minecraft, so it's not bad.
Yeah,
You
it
know,
looked
you
pretty
get.
fun.
Can you
I
pet a
mean,
horse in it?
I didn't get that far. I played about an hour, so I did kill some sheep and eat its meat.
That is fucked up.
Well, I mean,
Wow.
you need to eat to survive in those games. You gotta.
Wow.
It's like I said. It's just like Minecraft. You have the meters for
Can't you
stamina
just be a
and
vegetarian?
uh, you know what? I think you can because one of the things you could get are just like these berries, and there's an abundance of them. So if I really wanted to, I could just eat berries to survive. But you know what? I said fuck them sheep. I'm gonna eat those motherfuckers, and this is gonna blow up, isn't it? Yep. Uh, yeah. I also played the Rocket Racing, which it's created by the Psyonix people, the guys from Rocket League. It's a racing game, kind of like a more arcadey, like a Mario Kart. It doesn't have that. It's not a kart racer. It doesn't have like power ups and all that stuff. But you can make your car jump, and it's got some gravity aspects to it. I played a few races. I didn't play a lot of it. And the Fortnite Festival it's bad. It's a music game. It's like Rock Band. It's got the like drop down jewel things or whatever they call them. I
Right?
forgot.
Yeah. That's
It doesn't
obviously pretty kind of low key excited for to try that.
it
Especially they're
doesn't
saying like
it doesn't support musical instruments. So
not yet, but they say they were going to support a lot of the legacy Rock Band controllers.
so maybe once that's supported, I'll be more excited. Until then,
Yes.
from what I played, this is gonna sound bad. I I played like 30 seconds of that game. Actually, no. Okay, I probably played like 3 or 4 minutes, but 3 of those minutes were for some reason the game was just. It was me and my whatever people I matched with or quote unquote matched with. We were just on the stage for like 3 minutes and nothing was happening. It was like it was loading up still or a lag spike of epic proportions or something. Epic proportions, no pun intended. Um, and yeah, it just. And as soon as the music started, I was just like, I did not enjoy it. It was. It has like four, like I said, I don't know what they're called, jewels or whatever they are, falling down, and you use the left, right on the D-pad, X and B on the face buttons for an Xbox controller, and that's think of those as pressing like 1, 2, 3, 4, basically.
Yeah,
for when
I
they
think that's
fall
how
Is
it
it
down.
like
was back when.
is it like good music or is it just like
I think
I
they
mean,
had, like
Fortnite music?
artists from like the Weekend and shit like
The
like actual, like,
Weeknd.
artists.
So
Yeah, I was
so
playing
is
a
it
song.
good music? So they have good music?
I don't
Yeah.
know. Did they say they're gonna have the Killers on there too, Mr. Brightside?
So yeah, again, not good music.
Hey, if you want to get any white people listening to this podcast, you will not talk poorly about the Killers.
Oh, you're right.
But
you're right.
yeah, they said about
I want to
the
get them
music was
whites.
they do a couple songs for free a week, and once the week goes over, they'll get another set of songs to play. But whoever buys a song, for instance, if I buy a song and we can all play the song instead of all three of us have to buy the song, which is pretty cool. You won't be
I
able to
mean,
play the song without me, but
I mean that
thought
sounds
pretty cool.
pretty cool. That does sound cool, but in the end, I don't
It
know.
doesn't
I
even
kind of like
matter.
Rock Band. It's fun.
In the end, it does, that's fucking perfect right there. I don't know. I think I would rather just play Rock Band 4, which I have spent a good amount of
Well,
money
Epic
on.
did acquire the company, so like Harmonix.
Yeah. Do they own They do own Harmonix? Because that
Yeah,
is
I
who
thought that's what
developed
they did. I
Fortnite
thought
Festival.
Epic got him like a couple years
Okay.
ago. Like in
Well, that would make sense. Um,
So that's why they're probably trying to push out the support for the Rock Band
well, I
controllers.
mean, they also own
But they have to
Psyonix,
they
the
have
creators
to.
of Rocket League.
That means you
so.
have to probably sell instruments again, which is pretty dope because I'm not paying $1,000 for a fucking full band set.
I mean, if they do that, I would just like to get the drums. If they started selling some.
Yeah, I was telling my girlfriend, I'm like, babe, if all the Rock Band shit comes out again, like Rock Band 5 for some reason, it's like, hey, new instruments, get the whole band set. I'm buying the band set. because it's
I mean, yeah. I just need drums. I have the guitar. I would like a set of the drums, just so I can do that. So if they do start selling instruments, like I'm completely down for that. That is like sign me up for that. Give me new instruments. If this means that we're getting new instruments, I am completely okay with having.
Okay, you're getting new instruments, but they're only going to be killer songs on the new
Well,
Rock
then
Band.
I
You still want
like
it?
you get the
I
violin,
choose
triangle,
death.
you know,
I choose death.
the xylophone.
I choose
I
death.
want to get a guitar. You think I can get a guitar?
Oh,
Yeah.
well, I mean, you never know. Maybe they'll. A guitar game would be pretty cool, or a guitar usable for
Bring
Rock
back
Band.
DJ Hero.
Dude, DJ Hero 3,
Bring
bro.
back
Yeah.
DJ Hero, you cowards! Right?
Make DJ Hero great again.
Make DJ Hero great again. Okay, and with that, we're gonna move on to the next topic. I knew this was a mistake adding you
Actually,
to this.
you don't even need to make DJ Hero great again because it was always great. Perfect. It's the perfect rhythm. Perfect.
I've never played DJ Hero, and I don't
Come to
plan
Never played
Oregon
DJ
on.
Hero?
and come to Oregon, and I've got 2 DJ Hero turntables. We can play co-op DJ Hero on my Gears of War Xbox 360.
I was gonna
and
say,
it'll
you still have your
be
360? Of course you
great.
do.
Dude, I
Yeah,
had it for
and the Gears of War
PS3.
one.
Maybe someday. That day is not today.
They have some sweet killer songs on there, all DJ'd up.
Of course.
I think they have
Of course.
no, I think they might have actually. Answer my own question.
I
Yes.
have no
I
idea.
played a
I
little
have
bit
no
of it.
idea.
I didn't play too much. Wasn't great at it compared to like Rock Band, Guitar Hero.
It just took a little bit of practice. You had to just kind of like. I liked it because it was only a 3-button thing. With Guitar Hero, I could do 4 really good, but when I had to move my hand like to the 5th, like the orange button with my pinky,
Yeah.
guess I'm not very strong with like just moving my pinky over or whatever, or like not like dexterous enough. I know ambidextrous is being able to use both hands, but yeah, my left hand I just couldn't get my pinky to like go to the orange like quick enough and get back. So I could do the 4
It takes
fast.
time
But
to
that's why I
learn
like
that.
DJ Hero. Yeah, but like the DJ Hero, it was only 3 buttons, and then so it was nice. I didn't have to like move my hand, so I could still. Yeah, I don't know. That's just for me.
You know. Fair enough.
Fair enough. Fair enough. So it was last Sunday, right? Because of the leaks. GTA 6, Grand Theft Auto 6 finally, well, not announced. Yeah, announced, right? They never they never officially announced it before this, the trailer, right? We just knew it was always coming because, duh.
Yeah, it's like like even though like Bethesda announced Elder Scrolls 6, it's like of course you're gonna make another fucking Elder Scrolls. Like it's your biggest IP. We know you're gonna make another one. We know
Yeah.
another Fallout's gonna come out after Elder Scrolls. Like we know all these things. It's just
No
actually
question of
being like
when.
yeah, of when are you gonna actually show something off? Because there's been rumors and leaks. I mean, we've known for a while now, or it's been rumored for a while that it was going to be like this Bonnie and Clyde type deal, and there's going to be a female character for the first time. Like that's been rumored for a long
Yeah.
time. And
I want to get into. I do want to get into that, but I do want to say like the circumstances that like led up to it. So they announced that they were gonna have the trailer release on Monday. That's what
Yeah.
They had put their posts out on social media, and like, oh, the game will be fully, or that was probably the full announcement, I guess. But the game will be showed in trailer form on this day, yada yada yada. But the day before, the Sunday before, last Sunday, it was leaked. I did watch that trailer. It was all over Twitter/X, whatever you want to call it. It had like this big watermark that said "Buy Bitcoin" on it. So whoever
Yeah.
leaked it, like they're clearly people who
The
are.
leak was from the rumored leak. It was from a kid. So the dad worked at Rockstar, and the kid recorded it and then posted it on TikTok and then added that watermark of buying Bitcoin.
Dude, clout's one hell of a drug, man.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's
you
like my
have
dad
no
works at
idea.
Rockstar. My dad works at Rockstar. Bullshit. All right, I'll prove it. Here's the GTA trailer.
Yeah,
Probably got his dad
that's.
fired.
I mean,
Oh, hella. Instantly.
yeah, I wouldn't doubt that one. Like,
And that
or at
also like a
least,
lawsuit.
yeah,
I just love the buy Bitcoin. Like, dude, the
yeah,
fuck.
exactly. But yeah, speaking of, story elements, yeah, because it's been like last year, right? There was like leaks. There was that big leak of gameplay, and it showed a playable female protagonist, which in this trailer, it did confirm that you're going to be playing a woman. I know, ooh,
Yeah.
scary. Women as the playable main character. But it also showed hints because she was talking to a guy that looks to be her lover slash boyfriend, whatever. Uh, and they're pulling off some kind of crime. They're doing some kind of crime. So it looks like the leak from last year where they was talking about, yeah, the Bonnie and Clyde style story, probably true. And of
Yeah.
course, the biggest thing, it's set in Vice City. Um, so there's that, obviously, too. And it's coming in 2025. That was something I
Yeah.
was like, oof.
Hopefully it's early, like April at the latest.
Yeah, I think I saw some leaks of people like showing there's like a close on GTA 5 online. It showed people going really conspiracy theorist shit where it showed the trailer date on one side of the shirt and the other side was another date was April 1st, 2025. And it did announce it was 2025 release. So
I mean,
it
I
could
really
be.
hope.
It could just be some bullshit
I
numbers,
hope
coincidence, but
it could be.
Yeah.
Well, because
like
I
I
know
said,
that.
early
Well,
be
no,
dope.
I know that. Like you and I, Devin, we did talk about this before. You said it just says 2025. For all we know, we are
I know.
literally a full 2 years away from this
Yeah.
game. It could be like,
Like
you
they
know what?
probably, and that's the thing is like, and it could be literally like they could be like, yeah, and it comes out in December, or and people say games come out all the time. I remember when I used to work at GameStop back in the day, that's where JJ and I used to work and met. I remember initially Red Dead Redemption 1 was supposed to come out like in like March, and then it got delayed. We had shirts that they sent us shirts that said like, yeah, come in March, but then it got delayed and came out later that year. So it's like, yeah, they could say 2025, but if it's not ready, they have no reason to rush this game because they're making money hand over fist. Everyone's buying those shark cards. They have so many whales sucked into their ecosystem of GTA Online. They don't need to rush shit.
Yep,
So it's like
and
they
it's
don't
gonna
need
be a
to.
10+ year game. Yeah, like you said,
Yeah,
they don't want to.
yeah, and
I risk
like
it.
yeah, and for all those people that put all that money in, like I mean, they probably don't care, and they'll probably still play the next GTA Online. But hopefully, there's some fucking transfer for them because if there's not, I know I would be personally pissed if I spent like because I know because before I was even like before I left GameStop, people were coming in and buying those shark cards like crazy, and then that's all they would buy. They would buy shark cards, and it's just like to get virtual cash in a game. It's like, oh, I'm getting $500,000 in this game, and I just spent like $20 or whatever on it. I'm just like, but why? Like, what are you doing? Like, just play the campaign or something. Like, but I mean, to each their own. That's what they want to do. But yeah, I don't know. But yeah, so I hope they do something transfer wise. And I don't know. Since it's a Bonnie and Clyde thing, maybe it'll be co-op missions for the first time. Who knows? Like for regular like story
I
campaign, like
never
maybe you
even
can play
thought
with a
about
buddy.
that. I never
Which
even thought about that. Yeah.
I think that would be kind of cool to have like first time co-op, not just like heists because they have the heists obviously that you can do co-op with your buddies. But if you could do like mainline, you could go around the city like Saints Row had been doing for many years until they decided to
R.I.P.
completely,
Saints Row.
yeah, blow up the franchise and make it terrible. Which just real quick on Saints Row, I saw this report that Volition was trying to do like a reboot with the same characters mainly, and then they were like the Hayeks were like, no, make new characters, and then we see how
And
well that
then
worked
that's what
out.
we
So,
got. Oh, damn, that
we
is.
got that. It's kind of sad,
Ouch. Ouch.
but yes,
Ouch.
Yeah, big time L. But yeah, so those are my kind of hopes. But I mean, it's gonna be a great game. It's gonna play well. I mean, like I kind of hope they do a little like I know they don't do this really in GTA, but I guess they did a long time ago where you take like CJ to the gym and stuff and like work him out. But like Red Dead 2, you gotta feed your horse, you gotta pet him, and or else he's not gonna like you and stuff like that. Like I like the realism and stuff, but like it can be toned down a little bit to make it a little more video gamey. So I don't have to like feed my horse, or I don't have to like go to the gym or take a dump to make sure
I
my
mean,
characters
I
are
don't
okay.
think you're gonna be using horses so much in Grand Theft
I know,
Auto.
but do I need to go get my oil changed in my car after driving for a little bit? You know?
I highly doubt
Yeah, well,
you'll
they
get
did
that.
team up with some people from the RP servers from GTA,
Oh well, I
so that's
mean,
probably a whole nother thing as well. I know like the
Yeah.
PC community is super big into the RP. I know there's some for like console, but it's not as like overly depth with that on console because you can only do so much. But even to be like a cop or anything in the RP server makes it more fun. And then you have to gas up your car. You have to get a job. You have to do all this stuff and obey the rules, just like I guess real life.
I just don't see that as a thing. I think, especially because of the whole like,
And not in the actual game. Like we just play normal. I think
Yeah.
that's its own separate thing.
oh yeah, I don't know, just
Like
I
if
know.
you
just
want
start.
to,
That's what I'm saying. Just for Red Dead, just tone down some of the realism stuff a little bit.
Yeah,
Tone down a little
I
bit.
mean, I assume they're gonna add some new mechanics or bring back some old mechanics or whatever. But I think, especially for a GTA game, they're probably more willing to be what's the word like innovative for maybe a Red Dead Redemption game. But I think for GTA, they're gonna. I can't see it. I can't see them trying to do much more than maybe like they refine something or bring back an old thing that would work better than like a oh if, what the character's name was Lucia. If you eat too much, she gets fat. Like I just don't see
like San Andreas.
yeah like San Andreas stuff. I think they're gonna focus on too much of the story. Well, not too much. They're gonna focus on the story and just make sure the game plays really well. And any innovations are just gonna be very or not innovation, but any tweaks or changes are gonna be minor at best. I just don't see it. The Red Dead Redemption, as big as it is, because it is a Rockstar game, I just you can do more with that series because it's not GTA. GTA is it's a juggernaut. It is something that you can't even put into like specific. I don't even know. It's just it's yeah, it's its own beast. To mess with that formula, I don't know. That's why I mean GTA 5 the biggest innovation was that they added the heists,
Different
and
players. You can swap whenever you want.
I get how well yeah, there we go. That if anything they might want to just keep that. I don't know if they have like heists because it's two playable characters if they do that, but I just don't see them adding much more than basically that. It's just maybe not quote unquote mini heists where you're robbing liquor stores and all this stuff because it's the two characters. And yeah, they're the two playable main characters, Lucia and her guy. I just I don't see it. I could be wrong. I could be completely wrong. But at this point, with I mean, you saw the numbers that their trailer did, right? It was like 100 million views in like a day
2
or
days.
something.
Oh
Two
yeah, a
days,
day or
yeah,
something like that.
Yeah, people, everyone, like non gamers are talking about it. Like
yeah,
GTA transcends like just gamers. Like
yeah. So for me, I don't see them trying to do anything that could be considered maybe like guys like us. We wouldn't think it's like radically different or radical change or innovation, but to the masses could be like, whoa, why are you doing this? Especially now with as big as GTA has gotten over the past 20 years. since games like GTA 3, Vice City, and San Andreas, if they were to bring back like yeah the mechanics of like hey exercise so your character stays fit and all this stuff. I mean, I just I think that would for the quote unquote normies that would probably cause like a there'd be a backlash to that. I don't know. I just think with yeah the cash cow that GTA is, you don't want to fuck with that. You don't. It's just like how Call of Duty doesn't really do many innovations now. But I mean I could be wrong. Again, I could be wrong, and yeah, all of a sudden we see memes of Fat Lucia, you know. So we'll see what happens. I mean, we have a long time until that game comes out.
Yep.
We're not seeing that game for a while. Uh, yeah, you know. Let's see. What do I want to talk about next? Right. Oh yeah. I probably should have. We probably should have been talking about this. It's probably not going to be that long of a discussion. So, Sony, current owners of Bungie, there's a possibility they could take over Bungie completely. Um, Remember about a month ago, there was about 100 employees who got fired from Bungie. That was a cost-cutting measure because they're losing money on Destiny. Well, just losing money in general. And because of that, there's like currently a board of 5 members. 2 of them are Sony employees. 3 of them are Bungie employees. And if they don't start making more money soon, Sony has the power to completely dissolve that board, and now they are just sole owners of Bungie, just outright. And yeah, this is like a thing that apparently Bungie, IGN had an interview with some past and current employees saying that the environment is just not good to say the least. I know Devin, you're not a big Destiny player, and neither are you, JJ. But like, you know, just what are your guys' thoughts on like Sony potentially just owning Bungie? Because I know that like there was a marathon game that got announced last year or earlier this year. It was this year, correct?
Yeah,
And,
it was this
Early,
year.
pretty early
yeah,
on.
but it's going to be on Xbox, and then of course Destiny's still releasing stuff on Xbox and PC and everything. So you know that might not be a reality anymore if Sony does completely own them. So just what are you
Yeah, I
guys?
mean, Sony's lawyers owned the Bungie lawyers then, or they just didn't, or the people signing the contract just didn't give a shit initially. If they saw this clause, any good lawyer would have seen this clause and would have been like, hey, you might want to like, I don't know, take a look at that or get that out if you guys want to get this. But or they probably didn't care, the people, so they probably just like, yeah, fuck it, give me that payday. I don't give a shit about if these guys get taken over and don't get to make the games that they want or are told to do a thing a certain way. So, I mean, it is what it is. I mean, if Marathon only comes out on PS5, like, if somebody wants to make less money, it's like why Microsoft isn't releasing only Call of Duty on their platforms, even after the Activision stuff. Like, they know that they're going to sell money and make
Yeah.
money on PC and on PlayStation. Like, they know there's money to be had. So, I mean, if Sony wants to make it an exclusive, that's fine. They'll make it into a third-person action adventure game, and
Like
it'll be
everything
okay.
else. Oh my god! Now all of a sudden, the next Destiny 3. This play as this main character
And you,
who's
and you have
taking
a
care of a kid.
companion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and it's a third-person action game, and oh my, yeah. I mean, that's the joke, right? That Sony only makes those types of games, and yeah, I mean, if they were to do something like that, could you imagine just Bungie?
Marathon as a
Not even Marathon or Destiny being like that, but like Bungie now. Because in the entire history of Bungie, specifically even starting from like Halo onward, because I want to say maybe Oni was a third-person action game. I could be completely wrong on that. I don't know, but I know Marathon, the original ones, were first-person games. I believe they did make like an RTS game or a strategy game at some point. I'm not a big Bungie history buff, but at least from Halo onward, they have made nothing but first-person shooters. It's just shooters. So, like, that's not what Sony does. PlayStation.
Yeah, because it was the last game that they had for shooter was fucking Killzone, right? And they fucking killed that shit.
Yeah,
well, they killed that partially due to their dog shit
sales,
trailer
right?
that was a lie in like Killzone 2. But
I mean, Killzone Shadowfall was okay. I played that game. But yeah, now they just make Horizon. And as far as I know, any studio that what was it? It was like Zipper Interactive made what did they make? Was it SOCOM or something like that? I forgot what was it. Yeah. Then they
that SOCOM game that came out on PS3 was broken. Like didn't even work at launch. It was terrible. Like you had to download a patch, but then the patch wouldn't always work. You'd have to like re-download and install. Like it wasn't even just like the patch was gonna fix it. It was like, well, the patch might fix it, or it might not. It's like, why the fuck am I going to buy this game?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They've shuttered Zipper Interactive. Yeah, Guerrilla doesn't make shooters now. It's just
like how Activision only focuses on
Call of Duty. Basically.
Call of Duty. They've shuttered all their studios that made the Transformers game, like the War for Cybertron.
They didn't shutter them. They're just
but not shuttered. But they laid off some staff and were like, hey, the rest of you guys, you're gonna work on Call of Duty. It's like, okay,
that's all they make now. Yeah. I mean, yeah. So, I mean, yeah. I just.
And then every once in a while, you get these weird offshoot games, and then they don't sell. And then Activision's like, "We're never gonna do that." Like what was that game that just came out where it's like your guns, but it's magic?
Oh fuck!
What was that game called?
Yeah,
I'm gonna look at my.
I remember. I'm
gonna look at my achievements.
I know what you're talking about.
Immortals of Avian.
Yeah.
Okay, oh my god,
Immortals of Avian. Like it didn't sell well, and they're gonna be like, "Yep," and it's because like people don't want to buy it. It's just like, well, because you guys don't do marketing for it. It is kind of a niche, but guess what? Those Transformers games, those sold well because it's an IP that people are familiar with. Like those, if you made those Transformers games, like the Cybertron, like third-person ones, and you could eventually make those things up. Like now, you could make a Transformers, War for Cybertron, or whatever it's going to be, Battle for the Dark Spark, or whatever you want to call it. And it's like an open world Transformers game. It'd be sweet. It'd be so cool. But no, then I'll never have it. It's stupid.
Yeah,
I would pay $70 for that.
I would pay $70 for a third, Cybertron game.
Yeah.
Or just bring them over. Just bring them over. Just bring them over.
Yeah, do a remaster and see.
Do a remaster. Not even a remaster. They don't. I am so desperate to replay those games or play those games again. I wouldn't even care about. They don't even have to do a remaster. Just port them over or make them completely playable as an Xbox 360 backwards compatible thing. If they did that, no, they are not. I want to say there's rights issues or something because Hasbro doesn't even like. I'm pretty positive Activision doesn't have, the licensing fees from Hasbro now and everything. Because there was what was that one? I don't remember what it was called. Devastation. That was that like a platinum game or something? So they're being Transformers games are being made by other studios and everything. Like Activision doesn't even have the rights.
You can get Fall of Cybertron.
You can.
Yeah. You can get Fall of Cybertron. That's the only one though. Then you can get there's some other shit ones like Transformers Battlegrounds. The Rise of the Dark Spark.
Rise
which
of
was the movie tie-in.
that one. I know you and I played that one right. We played that one a bunch
I
because it had
remember I
like that
checked it
horde
out from
mode.
GameStop.
It had like a horde
Yeah.
mode,
Oh
right?
no, wait. I clicked the Transformer Fall of Cybertron. It says currently not available.
That's
So
yeah,
yeah, there
exactly.
is some rights issue. You're right.
Yeah. So I mean,
I
just
wonder, but I bet you could play it backwards compatible. So if you had the disc, I bet you could pop it in.
I mean, maybe if yeah, that's possible. I might have to try that out.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, yeah, it's just so back to Sony. Yeah, they have their bread and butter. They want third
Yep.
person action adventure games where the story is like the big focus, and a lot of times too, it's a character with someone following them that they have to take care of. God of War, Last of Us, they all do it. I
Also,
don't know.
Studio, I mean, yeah.
Hmm?
Yeah, Last of Us 2, yeah. All that.
Oh yeah, even Last of Us 2 did do it a little bit with
Yeah, with when you're Abby.
Abby. Spoiler alert, you're taking care of a character that you find halfway through her part of the campaign or whatever.
I thought Bungie did have, I mean, Sony did have Bungie for a little bit, right? Until they got like more of their I
So
think it's released on their
last
own
year,
company.
it was last year, I think, right? Like it was like July. They bought them. They own
Mm-hmm.
Bungie. They do own them.
It's like
Oh,
$7
yeah.
billion or something like that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
Or
I
maybe
think I
more.
remember that. Yeah, well, Microsoft's over here spending
they own them.
a ton.
Well, then that was announced, and then Microsoft was like, "We're gonna go buy Activision for like
Yeah, I know, right?
$81 billion."
$69
Like,
billion.
holy, oh yeah, it's like
69 billion.
holy.
So no, Sony bought them, but when they bought them, they even like had I don't know if it was actually part of like the statement, but Bungie came out and said like, "Oh no, they're letting us do what we want," because I'm assuming they just really wanted to be able to be supported with money and everything. That was one of the big reasons they left Microsoft. They when they were like, "Yeah, we want out," they wanted their independence, which is completely hilarious because after they left Microsoft, went right away and joined Activision. I mean, they weren't owned, but like, oh yeah, we'll sign a 10-year contract with you so we can make this game Destiny, which is fucking hilarious. But that was the big thing. They wanted to be able to do what they wanted. They did not want to just keep creating Halo. They wanted to make other stuff, and they couldn't do that under Microsoft. So Microsoft said, "Yeah, fuck it, go ahead. We'll give you your independence." But Sony bought them, and then Sony bought them, and that was the big thing. They're still going to be independent. They're an independently owned subsidiary or some shit like that. So them not being able to get their money or be able to make enough money, and Sony saying, "Oh, you're not making enough money." Well, yeah, we're dissolving the board and owning you. That's why the environment at the studios as bad as it is, because that's been their thing for ever since they left Microsoft in, what was it, like 2010, 2011 or whatever it was, that they are their own studio. They're their own people. And even though Sony bought them, Sony owns them, they were still going to be their own studio. They were their own thing. That's why you saw when Marathon was announced that it's going to be released on not just PlayStation. That's why they made sure to let people know, like, no, we're doing what we want because we are still independent. That's probably not going to be the case, though.
For now.
Yeah, for now, because the thing is, Destiny has... Like, I'm a fan of Destiny. You guys know this. I mean, I was playing Destiny earlier today. I was playing some
Gross.
Iron Banner. Yeah, exactly. But the Lightfall campaign was not well received.
Woof.
It was not well received. I understand why it wasn't well received. It was not... It played great. It played very well. But that story, I was like, I don't get how they came up with this as the story for the... This was supposed to be their... what do you call it? Their Infinity War. You know how Infinity War sets up the events for Endgame, which is the big send
Yeah.
off for that
Are you
saga.
sure?
Exactly. Am I sure? No, but yes, this is supposed to be their Infinity War. This sets up their Endgame, which is the final shape, and it did not. It just like did not do that at all. It was this like, oh, we have this happening and that's it. And even like the way it ends with the witness, spoiler alert for the campaign, with the witness just like, oh, they got this MacGuffin, I forgot what it was called, and that's it, we lost. How did you lose? The witness entered the traveler, and then it was just like, that's it, we lost. Like, what are you talking about? What do you mean you lost? I don't know what they were thinking with that. It just, the seasonal story they had going on with it, where it was like you're rescuing people, that had like that had a little bit better of a story. But then like also too, they've been doing like the microtransaction stuff. The shit they've been doing with that like has not been popular. They had like a weapon bundle that you could buy for some of the exotics, a shader bundle that people are just like, do not buy this. The having to just pay for everything if you want, like when they do their seasonal events, if
Because they need to make more money.
yeah, it's just not going over well. So Bungie is just like on this downward trend of losing whatever
Few fans they have.
not even few fans, whatever just good nature, whatever you want to call it, like whatever they had is almost gone. Because this is Bungie we're talking about. Like Bungie, when you talk about Bungie, they're not just like, oh yeah, it's that studio that made, Destiny, or oh yeah, they made this game. Like, it's Bungie. They made Halo. They made first person shooters on consoles viable. They're the studio that did that. So when you look at what they've become now, they've had their chance for a long time, but it's just they're starting to become more hated and hated and hated every day. And so yeah, I see why they're not making the money. And them not making the money and ending up leading to them just not being Bungie anymore, not being able to do what they want. Like, I don't know. I am hard pressed. Like, I feel bad for them, but I'm also hard pressed to like feel bad for them at the same time, because it is a wound of their own making, that you have to be smarter with some of the stuff, especially with how they run Destiny and everything, and the expansions. The thing is too, I think it wouldn't have been so bad with the Lightfall expansion, how bad it was, if the Witch Queen wasn't so good. That story was really good. It felt like, because for a long time it wasn't, not a long time, but for a while there, Bungie was not doing well again. It's like their ups and downs. They were on a down. And then they came out with the Witch Queen, and everyone was like, Bungie's back. They're back. And then they come out with Lightfall, and it's even worse than, the other stuff that they put out. Like, yeah, they're just not doing what they're supposed to be doing, and they're not in a good place. And like, I don't know. I know it sounds bad, but they're not in a good place, partly because, maybe not even partly, could be fully, but it's through their own designs. But it still is just, when the thought of like Bungie becoming just another Sony studio that makes third person action games, like, that is just kind of a sad thing. It'd be like id not making great Doom games anymore. Now they make fucking Call of Duty or something. Which, oh god, I shouldn't say stuff like that because I mean they are owned by Microsoft and Activision's owned by Microsoft. Could become a reality, but I don't know. It's
Is
just
it making another Unreal? Or there's redoing another one?
Unreal. Oh, that's epic.
Yeah.
I doubt they're making another Unreal. Fortnite makes way too much money.
Yeah.
It's just
They're like, we'll do Fortnite Lego. You're like, how
Oh, that
about
thing's
Unreal?
Quake. That thing's it was Quake, right?
Quake is it.
That was something. Yeah, Quake.
Yeah.
I'm like, that was
There
Quake.
was
Yeah,
rumors.
there is a new
There-
Quake. Yeah, I'm pretty sure
There
there
was
is.
rumors or something, right?
Yeah, I thought
Or-
they had not like talked about it.
Or maybe they announced the new Quake or something. Yeah, yeah. They make Quake. They're Quake, Doom, obviously, and Wolfenstein. Those are their big three games.
Indiana Jones. Don't forget Indy.
Well, that's being developed by Why am I forgetting the name of that series? The ones who did the Wolfenstein games.
ZeniMax.
No.
That was it also.
No, ZeniMax. Okay, so ZeniMax are the ones, not Microsoft necessarily. I mean, Microsoft owns ZeniMax now, but it was ZeniMax that
Yeah.
owned id. Yeah, they own Bethesda. That's like that's the publisher studio or company, ZeniMax. They're the ones who
Gotcha.
own
Yeah.
Bethesda.
I want that Indiana Jones game like in my mouth right now.
Well, I mean, if it's even good, we don't know. It could. I mean,
I don't care, dude. I love Indiana Jones. I don't care.
Did you watch the latest one?
Yes.
I'm gonna take that as a you hated it.
It was okay. I mean, it's okay. It was just a cash grab, I think. But I mean, it wasn't as bad as the Crystal Skull.
What did they talk about Shia LaBeouf?
Yeah, he
I mean, it
Spoiler
briefly
alert,
mentioned that he died in the
he
war.
died. Yeah,
Yeah.
like he
So they
died
killed him
between
off.
movies.
Yeah,
Damn.
they're like, I shouldn't have let him go to the war, and then they're like, yeah, and he's dead now. And it's just like, oh fuck, dang.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. Yeah, I mean, if
Yeah, he did.
Shia LaBeouf was, Shia LaBeouf, but that's something else. Yeah, I mean, the Indiana James could be good. I wish I could.
Jones.
Indiana Jones game could be good, but
You said James. So
I said Indiana James.
yeah,
Oh yeah.
that's like the Wish version of Indiana Jones.
Indiana James, Montana James.
Why did I get this
There you go.
Indiana James action figure, Mom? Well, your mom's poor. That's why.
Oh my god. No, yeah. Indiana James. We got Montana James and the don't even know what to say. All right. Let's move on to this is the biggest
Yeah, because I'm
topic
tired of
for
talking
me.
about stupid Destiny. Who gives a crap?
I give a shit.
Cool.
And I will
There are
never
5 fans. You're one of 5.
Well, I mean, yeah, it seems that much now.
Can't even make a fucking raid team with that.
I mean, people have soloed the raids, so you can make a raid team with 5 people.
You're gonna have to if there's only 5.
They need to touch some grass of like that.
Mhm.
I've seen those and stuff. Like those people don't go outside and like just like maybe they're allergic to grass, so I don't know, like just do something else. Touch dirt.
And with that, we're moving on to the next topic. We're talking about now the Game Awards, which happened on last Thursday. The Keeleys, or Jeff Keighley's way of fucking slobbering all over Hideo Kojima when he gets a chance. But we'll get to that. I just want to mention some of the winners. I don't want to talk about all of them because who gives a fuck about Content Creator of the Year or Esports Team of the Year?
Wow.
No one does.
Iron Mouse.
No one.
No one.
Literally
no
no
one
one.
should. No one should. I mean, no. Yeah, no one should. And they are right.
Oh wow. Lucky.
But, we got Action Adventure of the Game was Legend of Zelda. Forza Motorsport won Best Sports / Racing Game. Best Action Game was Armored Core.
Forza also won that what was that award? It was like the one that
I
can help. Oh yeah, innovation accessibility. That's what
they won that
they
one.
did that
Oh,
one too as well.
oh yeah.
Yeah, for his.
Oh yeah, there was one
That was
with
interesting.
Well,
games,
because Microsoft's always doing stuff for that.
but like there was that
Yeah.
game.
Well, they had that
Games for
accessibility controller.
Impact.
Had that for a long time.
But there's that award Games for Impact, won by I think it was called Chia. That's what it was called. I like. Who gives a shit? Games for Impact. I know. That's not a real award. No. So yeah, there's that RPG one was won by Baldur's Gate, which we'll talk about again.
Gate, 100%.
Best game direction, narrative, and art direction all went to Alan Wake. Score / music went to Final Fantasy 16. Audio
Dude,
design
fucking
went to
Final Fantasy
Half-Life
16,
Rush.
bro. That fucking music was dope as shit. The composer's really fucking good.
Well, obviously you didn't play Tears of the Kingdom.
Did it win an award?
It won Best Action Adventure Game and should have won Game of the Year, but that's a whole other thing.
It's the glorified expansion, bro.
That was the best Game of the Year, but I'm not
Baldur's
arguing
Gate.
about it. Yeah, so Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. Like I said, it won RPG of the Year, but it also won Game of the Year. I don't think it should have. That's my opinion. But yeah, it's the best Game of the Year, according to the Keeleys. It also did win, I think, the fan vote, so, what do I know, I guess, too.
Nothing.
Yeah, I'm... yeah, I guess nothing as well, you motherfucker. So,
An empty
yeah,
husk of a person.
an empty husk who... We're not getting into that. So, yeah,
Yeah,
but...
it's-
Hmm?
I
Go
was
ahead.
to say, like, I'm glad Baldur's Gate. It was pretty much when it came out, it was just fucking praised for everything. It was just
I mean, you could
good,
fuck a
and
bear in
I
that
picked
game.
it up the moment they said it came out for Xbox. I was
Which,
waiting
yeah,
for it, and I just
with
bought that
this-
shit.
With it winning the Game of the Year, they also announced... No, actually, they didn't announce it. They had a trailer for it with, like, was it like the Ultimate Edition, or I don't know what it was. And I think it had a line of, like, time to party or something. There we go. And I guess that was supposed to be the signal that was like, oh, it's on Xbox. It didn't say anything about, as far as I remember, it didn't say anything about, like, now on Xbox. It was on Xbox now. So they didn't
Shadow
even really,
drop.
they didn't even really announce
Hell
it.
yeah.
I'm probably gonna wait for that game to be on sale.
It's fun.
I'm not a
Like if you like D&D, like I started getting into D&D, and it's just fun.
well. I don't know.
Especially since it's couch, you can do a couch co-op on it too as well, which is pretty cool. Not a lot
Well,
of
it has
couch
online
games
co-op
out
too,
there.
right? That's
Yep, online co-op as well, or for up to 4 people.
we could have. Maybe I should have bought it. We could have been playing that for the podcast right now. But oh well. I mean, we probably would.
You can make your own characters. It's like how you were saying that you're trying out D&D. It's just literally that. I just made my D&D character into Baldur's
Yeah.
Gate, which is pretty fucking dope.
So yeah, there's that. But so
I think a lot of games though that were nominated for Game of the Year, I feel pretty good.
what do you mean? Like they were good games?
Like good choices for.
I
good
wouldn't say
run
all of them.
contender.
I mean, like
I liked
Spider-Man
it.
2.
I think it was Resident Evil. It's weird
Spider-Man
the
2
remake,
was
but
nominated. That game should not have been anywhere near Game of the Year talks.
I never played Spider-Man then.
That what?
What would you?
Yeah,
recommend
what would you
Spider-Man
take
for another
out?
game?
What would I take out?
Like, what would you put in? Like, you would take out Spider-Man, and what would you add?
I would have put Starfield.
Because you have to.
Starfield. Look. Starfield got snubbed. There was talk of that, like when the Game of the Year nominations were like announced and everything, because Starfield didn't get nominated. And of course, you had all the Sony fanboys saying basically, "Ha ha, fuck you, Xbots." And now you had all the Xbots talking about how these are rigged, and Jeff Keighley is a Sony fanboy, so it makes sense. This all the stuff, and the media is just against Xbox. I don't give a shit about any of that. I give a shit about what I've played and what I feel deserves. Yes, it is my opinion, but also at the same time, I also think that certain things were wrong. And Spider-Man 2, I don't understand how Spider-Man 2 could double down on some of the negatives from the first game and get praised regardless. Like the Mary Jane missions, like, oh, we gave her a gun. So, I still don't want to play as Mary Jane. Oh, here, take pictures and do all this. No, I don't want to do that. I don't want to do that. I want to play as Spider-Man in, a Spider-Man game. I want to do web swinging in a Spider-Man game. I don't want to, I want to fight bad guys in a Spider-Man game. I don't want to take pictures. I don't want to collect air or whatever it was, or gas, or I don't remember. Like, those are not things that I think of when I want to play a Spider-Man game. So for me, unless they just completely like, well, the story, I'm like, yeah, the story was really good. I did enjoy it when it was focused on Peter. When it focused on Miles, it was not good. It was not. It just, or not that it wasn't good, it just wasn't great. It seemed like they're spinning their wheels because they wanted to add, which makes sense that they just wanted to have Miles Morales, everything, because there was that, I don't remember who was one of the employees, it might have been the game director, saying that like, oh, he is Spider-Man. He is our Spider-Man. So that makes sense why, yeah, he's a big part of the story and everything, but like, it also seemed like they just didn't know what to do with him. He's there, like, he's trying to figure out, like, oh, what am I going to do? I want to get into college. But, like, that is so, like, just brushed under the rug, like, swept under the rug, like, so, like, just not there. The main focus should have just been Peter all along. And maybe not even Miles Morales as a playable character, because the story with him and Harry were so good. And spoiler alert, like, Harry becoming fucking Venom and everything makes it so much more personal and everything. So yeah, that story was awesome. But then again, like I said, there were the things like, I don't care about Miles Morales' story. I don't want to play as Mary Jane. I don't want to do these dumb side objectives, not even quests, like side objectives and all this stuff. And honestly, the combat was just like, it's just press square, press square, press square, press square, press square. Oh, maybe press triangle too. Press square, press square. Oh, press this, dodge real quick. Press square, press square, press square. It's, I don't know. I would not have put it. I would have put Starfield. And as, maybe bland as Starfield can be, the thing is, it's a Bethesda game. Bethesda games are top notch. Yeah, they may be buggy at times and everything, but like, I like the story for Starfield. I like the innovation, or not the innovation, but their twist on New Game Plus for, I don't know if you guys have beaten the game and started New Game Plus, but
It's got all the achievements.
Yeah, I got that shit. I got all the achievements within like
right.
the first couple of weeks.
Well, so yeah, like, the way they do New Game Plus is that, like, you're literally starting in a new reality with the same character. It's not just, oh, you're starting the story with your stats and everything. You're going to a whole new dimension, a new world or whatever. So they have a multiverse in that. And the gameplay is classic Bethesda, but, with the shooter element, because it's a sci-fi shooter. And it feels good to shoot guns. It felt good. Like, it's a long way from Fallout 3, where it was kind of bad with the shooting. The shooting feels good. I don't care that I couldn't fly from planet to planet. I honestly, I don't know why you'd want to do that. Why that had to be the thing. Because that to me sounds boring. You're going to spend 10 minutes flying from one planet to the other. No, just give me the fast travel. It's fine. They still have the ship combat when you go in, to certain planets, and all of a sudden you can fight like, raiders and bounty hunters and, space police and all that stuff. So it's not like, yeah, I don't know.
It's fun. I liked it for the game. Again, I think I liked it because, again, I didn't have to pay for it for the Game Pass. But that shouldn't mean it's like, I don't feel like it was Game of the Year quality. Like, it was up there. If there was any other games like
I'm
Alan
not
Wake
saying it.
2,
I'm not
Baldur's
saying it
Gate,
should have won Game of the Year. I'm just saying
you should be
when you
nominated. Like,
it should have been nominated. When you're thinking, to me, there was what, 6 games?
did Battlefield get like one nomination for a category? I just saw so far. I just saw one.
I believe one. Yeah.
I don't know what it was again, but I thought it
But
was just one. But
there was what, 6 nominations, right? So when I'm
oh yeah, it
thinking
was
of
best
the
RPG, and again, of course, it's not gonna beat fucking Baldur's Gate.
yeah, but when I'm thinking the top games of this year, like even for me, like as much as I'm like I don't want to play, I'm not into Baldur's Gate. I understand. I've watched enough gameplay of it and everything. I understand why. So yeah, that makes sense. Put that in Game of the Year talks. Tears of the Kingdom. That understandable. Put that in Game of the Year talks. Super Mario Wonder was it there? Yeah, that makes sense. Put it in Game of the Year talks. It's a little weird to put Resident Evil, but I mean that Resident Evil 4 remake is really, really good. You know?
Yeah, it made it a whole nother game.
Yeah, it's basically a whole other game. Yeah, exactly. What else was there? I don't remember what the Final Fantasy, right? Was Final Fantasy the other one?
Oh, the Game of the Year nominees.
Yeah, there was. Not remembering the other ones.
Yeah, it was. The games were obviously Resident Evil 4, Alan Wake 2, Spider-Man, Zelda, and Wonder. And Baldur's
Alan
Gate.
Wake 2, yeah. Alan Wake 2 makes sense as
That's
well.
a game that's been on my radar for
Alan
a while.
Wake 2
I'm
makes
kind
sense
of glad
because,
it was
yeah.
nominated.
I actually need to play through Alan Wake 2 because I need to finish Alan Wake 1, but that's a whole other thing as well. I don't know. When I'm thinking the top 6 games, Spider-Man was to me is I'm not saying it's one of the worst games, but it's just super disappointing. Especially after like I very much enjoyed the first Spider-Man game. I like really loved Spider-Man Miles Morales. So to go from those 2 games and Spider-Man 2 being as not as good as it was, it's just super disappointing. I don't know. I know I'm in the minority on that. I know like I'm obviously, going against the popular opinion, but it's just it's just yeah. But yeah, all that to say Baldur's Gate 3 won Game of the Year. All that for that. But the Game Awards also had announcements, which is kind of what the Game Awards has just turned into, is just a game announcement show. So some of the things I wanted to talk about, I don't know if you guys want to talk about what you were interested in at first. We'll go Devin. What were some of the things that stuck out for you for the announcements and everything?
No, there wasn't really anything that really excited me. I mean, kind of like with Sega, their 4 like
The 5, yeah.
announcements or 4 or 5 announcements, like that was probably got me most hyped. But yeah, I mean, Jeff Keighley like slobbering over
Hideo.
why am I blanking on Hideo Kojima and like his next game? Like they barely even showed anything. Like it was just a weird trailer of like 4 people chatting, and it's just like that game is gonna like Death Stranding made 0 sense, and this game is gonna be completely unhinged.
I'm probably in the minority, but you're probably with me on this one. I think Hideo Kojima's super overrated.
I agree.
I mean, Metal Gear
Like,
Solid was
the old Metal Gear Solid gameplay is like I don't know how people play those games. They're fucking the gameplay in Metal Gear Solid is terrible.
Well,
it's
okay,
terrible.
no, okay, that I don't agree with. I very much
it's
love
terrible.
the old Metal Gear Solid, but when he started doing stuff like Metal Gear Solid 5, Metal Gear Solid 4, where he's just like nanomachines and weird shit happening and all this stuff. I mean, there was weird shit in Metal Gear Solid and Metal Gear Solid 2.
Oh yeah, the reason
and
why
3.
this chick's naked is because
She breathed through her skin.
Yeah, she's a plant. She gets like photosynthesis. Like, no, you just wanted to make this chick naked, and now you're coming up with a reason why she's naked.
Yeah, I think. See, so I like Metal Gear Solid games. But he was probably even told by Konami, hey, maybe don't make it crazy. Death Stranding was his. That game is fucking nuts. And this next game, OD, like Overdose, that game is gonna be it's like the thing is too. He wasn't even calling it a game. He was like calling it like a game / movie / experience or something like that. Like he's super far up his own ass. And
Well, remember he did want to make a Death Stranding genre, like
yeah, Strand. It's
like
what do you call it?
Strand
Strand
game
game.
kind of thing.
Yeah.
I thought people were talking about it trying to be like Silent Hills, where he had a lot of ideas were really fucking cool, where it's a lot of like more like augmented reality kind of game.
Yeah.
But since I think it was at X, he's signing with Xbox this one, right?
This one's
Yeah,
and
this is an Xbox.
it's being published by Xbox, so
Yeah.
I don't.
It's gonna make zero sense. It's gonna be the weirdest fucking game. Like the whole line, like the Death Stranding, like what am I, your Mario, and you're my Princess Beach, and then they go
Oh
run on
my
a
God,
beach.
yeah,
It's like
that's super weird.
the cringiest shit ever, dude. Like sometimes you need to like have a second opinion and be like,
Like, hey,
that's stupid, dude.
maybe not.
Yeah, like let's not and say let's say we did like not, like
Yeah,
I don't know.
I don't know. Yeah, Hideo Kojima. Ever since he's like struck out on his own. Now his games. He's just completely went into like, I'm gonna make this as fucking weird as I possibly can make it.
And I think too, he's getting a lot of friends and like this like with celebrities, so they're all jumping
Mhm.
on into making the game, like Go del
Yeah.
Toro,
See,
Norman Reedus, and
I
there's
think
a
that's my
ton of
other
actors
issue
now.
with him. But that's my other issue with him too. Is that he clearly doesn't really want to make games. He wants to make movies.
Well, he
But-
never wanted to make games in the first place when he was younger. He wanted to be a director, but they said he wasn't good enough, so he made games, and look, his games are hella popped off.
They're
But now he's in that
basically
spot where
movies,
he's
too.
so big in the gaming industry that he could just fucking make a movie / kind of game. Kind of like was it that Quantum Break game where it was kind of like a movie / like game show?
Yeah.
Yeah, they can do something like that with OD. Especially
Yeah.
Jordan
Yeah,
Peele
or
also doing the same
or that
weird stuff as
Defiance
well.
or that Defiance game where there's a TV show
Defiance is
and the
dog
video game.
shit. But yeah, exactly, like that video game movie thing. But
Yeah, I
and
don't
Jordan
know.
Peele go doing all those creepy like weird movies and shit like Get Out and Nope. He was like that. I feel like he had really good ideas for Silent Hills until Konami fucked himself. It was gonna be fucking amazing. I think that would have been top tier of facing the Resident Evil franchise, especially when Resident Evil was starting to get stale with like was like 6 or whatever, and
6, yeah.
kind of
Yeah, 6 had come out. Like they hadn't
was
released
horrible.
Biohazard that
and it
bad.
was Umbrella like that Umbrella one where you play like Star
Yeah.
like the Umbrella people. It was like more of like an arcadey shooter kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it was kind of just going down a little bit until they started remaking the Resident Evil 2. Then made 7, and it was just the goat. And having it first person for 7 just showed how good and how people
And then making
wanted
it in
that.
VR.
Yeah, oh, that's the reason why I bought the PlayStation VR was because of Resident Evil 7.
Yeah.
But they
I don't
just-
know. Yeah,
I think he had a lot of good ideas, and hopefully he can incorporate that into OD. Hopefully have that Silent Hill, the ideas that he wanted to do, make it badass and scary.
Yeah, we're gonna see, because yeah, he's on his own. I mean, I don't think Microsoft's really gonna tell him, hey,
Nah,
Kojima.
Microsoft's got the fucking check just to be like, do whatever you want.
I think they're just giving him.
And their
yeah.
fanboys are gonna buy it. I mean, like people bought Death Stranding. It's fucking FedEx and it.
That's another thing they're
Dystopian
probably banking
futures.
on. They probably want him to be as Kojima as possible, because Kojima fanboys are going to just I mean,
They'll buy
like
it.
yeah.
It doesn't matter.
I'm gonna play the game because obviously it should be on Game Pass.
It'll be on Game Pass. I mean, I tried to play Metal Gear Solid 5 when they added that to Game Pass. I played it for like a little bit, and I'm like, dude, I don't know. It just moves so slow, and I'm like, sucks.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't. I didn't.
But the God of War DLC, but just to go more Game Awards, so talking about Kojima. But like the new God of War thing, like the new roguelike, I mean, I'll play it.
Oh, yeah,
See what's
free.
up.
Yeah, so I can
It comes out in
watching
like
that, and
2
they said
days.
it's
So
free. You see people just cheer even louder when they heard that shit.
yeah. Well,
That's pretty
because
cool.
I think a lot of these things. I think this was going to be a live service game, but then they pivoted away from this, and then they're making it like this free roguelike game. But I think this was going to be like a paid live service game, but Sony's kind of realizing that people don't fucking like live service stuff.
Especially when the game is done and it's like, oh, game doesn't matter.
I don't know about if people don't like live service things. I think they don't like live service elements that don't make sense. Like
Like
Destiny.
that the Suicide Squad.
Yeah, exactly. Like Destiny being announced as a live service game, that makes sense. It's a first-person shooter with co-op
Oh yeah,
and
I guess
PvP
it
and all
depends
that
on the
stuff.
context of
Yeah,
the game.
but a Suicide
like
Squad,
Division and
a superhero game made by the creators of the Batman Arkham games, you think, oh, cool, I'm just going to play Batman Arkham, but now I'm playing as the Suicide Squad. And then they're saying, like, oh, yeah, and you're going to do this, and it's a live service game, and it's going to, and you're like, wait, what? What are you telling me? You're telling me it's not, at least at the very, like, if it was just a co op game, I think that would have been fine. But the Suicide Squad game being a live service game is probably not the way they should have went. So it's just, it's the context that matters. If you're making a God of War game, or that, like, The Last of Us has that roguelite mode being added to it with the part 2 or whatever, with their
and they're remaking it.
the re-release thing. So, like,
Yeah,
if they did like a God of War like live service game, yeah, that doesn't make sense. You can't do that. But if you add like this little, play over and over and over, and it's just like a single player thing, that's fine. I just think it's dependent on what the live service elements are being added onto or added with or whatever it is. You can't do it with something like God of War or a superhero game or Suicide Squad or whatever. Or like when they did the Avengers thing. When they had that Avengers game, it didn't go over well with the Avengers game either.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, like, was it I thought it was the Avengers game where they just fucking shut down the servers, and guess what? Can't play it, right?
And exactly. They don't.
You can still play it, just single player.
Yeah, you can play the single player part.
Nice.
You can't play that, but they shut down the live.
They were selling the game for like before they shut down the server. They were selling it for like $4, and you could get all the DLC.
I don't know. Yeah, I think it just depends, because live service in and of itself isn't bad, and especially nowadays in this in this era of consoles being constantly online, and you can't really make. Video games are still a business. They need to make money. That's why I'm not inherently against like live service elements to a game, but it needs to make sense. It does need to make sense. Like, let's say they were to make a Gears of War live service game. How do you do that? How do you do that and it makes sense? You know what I mean? Gears of War is a third-person shooter that has multiplayer and a story and a co-op mode. But you can't do like where you're traveling the world. Or maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. But to me,
I know single player. The Gears 5 had that kind of like open worldish thing on the multiplayer. They just make a Gears Division
on the
edition
for
whatever.
co-op or whatever. Yeah, I don't know. But like, I don't know, like that kind of stuff. Like trying to be like, oh yeah, here's like a big open world or like a big open map or whatever, and you can play as a cog gear, and now you're just doing missions and stuff. It just, I don't know. To me, that doesn't work for a Gears of War game. Maybe it would work for like a Halo game, where it's like, oh, you're a Marine, and you're you're on the what is it, the ring, and now you're doing missions. Maybe it works for that. I don't know. It's just like I said, the context matters for live what you're adding the live service elements to. So that's why I'm not against it, and I know it's not live service isn't it isn't popular, but I don't know. It's just yeah. Were there any other games you guys were interested in?
Not really.
I had a few. Like Windblown was pretty cool. The people that made Dead Cells kind of making like another like a roguelike game, kind of looked pretty dope as shit to me. Exodus, the one with like the Matthew McConaughey one,
Oh,
kind of seemed interesting as well.
That one's made by BioWare people too.
Yeah, right. Okay.
So it's like it's going to be the new Mass Effect we haven't got in years.
Yeah. The other one was
So it's going to be Interstellar.
Yeah, maybe.
Pretty much. He was kind of making a little joke about it. But Metaphor, it's like kind of like that anime looking game.
Oh yeah.
It's like Metaphor, I think Fantasy.
Yeah.
That one looked pretty cool. And I think Devin Moss said the Sega like kind of like the new Sega games.
So yeah, that one I'm like super
like playing Crazy Taxi or some shit again.
Yeah, they're doing. I don't know if it's remakes or sequel. I don't know what it was.
I feel like they're remakes because they kind of look brand new and have different shit.
But I don't know if it's like they're just remaking the game, like starting from scratch, or like maybe I don't know. Yeah, but they're doing. It's 5 games. They're Jet Set Radio, Golden Axe, Streets of Rage, Crazy Taxi, and Shinobi. They're making new games, and I think they even said and more. Correct?
Yeah, I think they said more.
So at the very least, those 5.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. I think
that's like
the other game. I'm
super excited for that.
I think the last game that kind of caught me was that Kimuri game. It was like that one girl that was like working on the game.
Yeah,
you guys were showing off last year.
Oh my god! Wait, I know which one you're talking about. That.
Where you see like it's like a bunch of these guys like running through the city and like.
But it was developed by that chick that worked for like Tango Gameworks, right? And then she was just like the internet fell in love with her that one year. I think they were showing Ghostwire Tokyo or something.
Yeah.
When she was on stage, I was like, "Oh my god, please get her off." She was doing these like poses and all this stuff. That was super annoying. I'm gonna get into that. I'm gonna get into that later. Because I want to talk about the overall show and everything. I'll run through what I was excited about real quick. So yeah, the Sega stuff. Senua, or maybe not excited, but interested in. Senua Saga, the next Hellblade 2 game.
Just released the damn game.
Oh, am I right?
Been in development for so long.
It's 5 years?
That was
4
like
or 5 years?
Well, yeah, like it was like they showed it as like this is what the Series X can do when it comes out.
Yeah.
I've had my Series X for a while. Like, fucking give me the game, bro.
Yeah, I know.
At this point, it's like I'm fucking impatient. I'm tired. I've been waiting so long.
The next game is No Rest for the Wicked by Moon Studios, the guys who made the Ori games. I'm super excited for that. I love the Ori games. So, give me another game from them. I think they are good at what they do. One was like an action RPG or something. Yeah, give me that game. Like, I want to play that. The next one was, I know you're going to make fun of me for this, Devin, but the Dragon Ball Sparking Zero. Yeah.
Trash.
The Budokai games, some of my favorite games of all time. For them to basically, for them to be like, oh yeah, here's a new game, and they're, they want to honor that legacy. Yeah, give me that. Give me that game now. I want it. And the last game is the Blade game. That trailer when they showed.
Oh yeah, the Blade. That was kind of cool.
I mean, like that was. it was funny because when they were showing the trailer and the guy's like he cuts himself or whatever and he looks all scared. I'm like, oh, is this like a new vampire game or whatever? I was like, yeah, okay. And then like, yeah, I see the vampire teeth. I was like, oh yeah, yeah, it's a new vampire game. And then you start seeing all the like trench coat and the weapons and everything. I'm like, oh shit, they're making a Blade game, and it's by Arcane Leon. Like, or well, I'm not as excited for it to be by Arcane Leon. They're not the guys who did Redfall. They did Dishonored, but like, I'm not
Dishonored and the
Deathloop. Yeah, Deathloop. I'm just not a big fan of those games. But they said it was a third-person action game, so I'm fully on board.
So Dishonored in third person.
I mean, I'm probably more fine with that because they probably won't do as much stealth. I'm not a big stealth guy. I don't like the stealth games. Anytime I play a stealth game, I'm that meme where it's like you can play stealth, and then you just see like they're going guns blazing everywhere. That's me. I don't do stealth. I'm not a stealth guy.
Oh, we know.
Yeah, exactly.
Wait, kid, do you do any game well?
No, I really don't.
Okay.
He does it backwards.
I do everything backwards. Exactly.
You basically have like 2 left thumbs.
Yeah.
Hmm.
But there's been a lot of discourse on the internet over the Blade game because it didn't have the Xbox
only
logo. So like, and they're being cagey on if it's an exclusive. So now there's just all this, just, you know, crap all over Twitter and everything, the internet or social media. I mean, I think that night of the Game Awards, Xbox logo was trending on Twitter. Like, yeah, fanboys are just hilarious to me. Everything has to be.
It is or it isn't.
I mean, all I care about is that the game is coming. Like that's I don't I don't give a shit about it either. I just want to be able to play the game. But a lot of people on the internet fucking care about that shit. So it is what it is. I don't subscribe to one or the other like that to be like, I care if it's on my plastic box or not. It's, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't have a PlayStation 5 anymore, but like, I probably will get another one because I'm a dumbass like that. Like, if a game is out and I want to play it, I'm going to play it, doesn't matter. But that's the internet for you. It's hyperbole at its finest. Yeah, but with that, I just want to talk about maybe just now your guys' thoughts on the overall show. Or actually, maybe one more thing.
Yeah.
More thing.
I mean,
I wanted to talk about one more announcement. It's not something I'm interested in, but it leads into some of the issues I had with the Game Awards. But that last announcement for Monster Hunter Wilds, I really hated that. Because Jeff Keighley says, and now for our final announcement, you're going to want to see it to believe it. Or something like that. Something to that effect. Like, you have to see it to believe it, something like that. And it's just a trailer announcing Monster Hunter Wilds. And I'm just thinking, are you fucking kidding me? Monster Hunter Wilds, this is your final announcement. The final thing to show before you give out the Game of the Year award. Not only that, but you hyped it up like for a split second before saying, oh, you have to see it to believe it. And it's Monster Hunter. You can't do that. Like, Monster Hunter is not that game. It is not that franchise. This would have worked more for, like, if he had the Grand Theft Auto 6 trailer. And,
Yeah, or even like God of War, if you had a Last of Us 3.
I don't even think God of War or Last of Us 3
God of War
work.
I
think for a final announcement, those games do work. But I think with him adding that little like bit of you have to see it to believe it, it has to be something that's just like, holy shit, they're announcing this. Like if Rockstar, they did their GTA 6 trailer. what if like that was also like they were what's the word like look at this hand, while at the same time this is the announcement for Bully 2. You know what I mean? Something that people have been wanting for years.
Like that was like the kind of like the little teaser trailer, and there's like here's the like a bigger trailer.
Yeah, like no, like yeah, they obviously they announced GTA 6, blah blah blah, and everyone's like, holy shit. But then yeah, he has the Bully 2 trailer. I just think him saying you have to see it to believe it. Like, what do you mean I have to see it to believe it? This is just Monster Hunter. We literally had a Monster Hunter game come out like 2 years ago or something, right? On the Switch or whatever it was. This isn't some like
Yeah.
franchise that's so like yeah, I need to see the next trailer for Monster Hunter Wild or for Monster Hunter. It's not. That's my big thing. Like Devin, no, you're right. God of War and all that stuff. Those games are probably fine as a like, oh yeah, here's a big trailer announcement that goes right before Game of the Year. Like, oh, here's our final game announcement. Fine, cool. But like, I don't know. It's this you have to hit out of the park. It has to be something on the level of like, holy shit, we are getting in this game, and that's not Monster Hunter Wilds. That's not. And like, so yeah, this leads into my discussion. Of what we thought of the Game Awards, and for me, I didn't enjoy the Game Awards. I didn't. It was boring. I'll get into it. I want to hear your guys' thoughts first, but I would give this a very low grade. If I were to grade this, it's like a D at best, maybe a C minus. It was bad. Like I think it was, yeah. So JJ, we'll go with you first. Like, just what did you think?
Yeah, I think it was just a lot of just random, just showing up more game trailers again. I think when I wanted to watch, I just wanted to see more of the developers and everything about their games. But I think what was it? There was like a lot of controversy. I saw like on like Twitter, like slash X. Like they don't really give a shit. They pay more attention to the actors and the actual developers, of the people that won the awards and stuff. Was it the
Oh
one
no,
guy
yeah,
when they won Game of the Year for Baldur's Gate? They kind of told him to wrap it up when they were trying to congratulate the team and the guy that passed away, and they're
they
like,
were
"Okay,
talking
come on."
about people they lost, and he's like, okay, yeah, hurry
Yeah,
up, get the
I feel
fuck out
like
of here. But they'll
yeah, like
dedicate
that's kind of
10 minutes to Kojima talking about this thing that we
yeah,
don't
like a
even
bunch
know
of
what it is.
actors.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah, exactly. Like we don't even know what the fuck the game is. We're never gonna know what the game is. See, when it comes out, we still don't know what the fuck it is.
yeah, and
But
he got like oh, we'll get Gonzo for fucking 10 minutes as well, and Simu Liu's gonna talk about. Yeah, that was something that I had an issue with. Is that like they brought out actors and to be like, look, guys, we play video games too. Here's a new game announcement. There was that one guy, I don't remember his name, but there was a game based off like African like mythology or something that he like announced. But the way he was talking about it, it seems like he's more involved in like the actual development of the game, and like he was talking about like how it resonated with him because of this, like the mythology they're using, and like how it seemed more personal to him. That one I'm more fine with, not with like, oh, hey guys, I'm Anthony Mackie. Watch season 2 of Twisted Metal. Hey guys,
Twisted
I'm
Metal.
Simu Liu. Play this new RTS game by the guys who created StarCraft. Oh, hey guys, I'm Matthew McConaughey. Play Exodus, the new game from the guys who made Mass Effect. Like, it just screams of like, we got a big name to announce this game. Let's just have them do it. And of course, they're actors that can read from a script. It doesn't seem genuine at all. So,
and I think a lot of actors are starting now to pivot more into voice acting into video games now because it's saying like video games are starting to become a way more bigger media than like movies and
well,
shit.
so oh man, you actually,
It's an easy check. Not an easy check, but you just
There,
have to go into a recording studio and act. You don't have to, you can wear sweats and whatever you want. You don't need to get dressed up. You don't need hair and makeup. You just go in, do some mocap if maybe, but you don't need to be all dressed up. I'd rather do that. I'd rather I'd rather be a voice actor than just a regular actor.
But so what you guys are talking about with like easy check because of how big the gaming industry is getting, actually, uh, like that's exactly what I'm talking about when it comes to, or it's part of it when I'm talking about like my issues with the Game Awards, is that Jeff Keighley is clearly trying to be like, look at us, Hollywood, look at how important we are. The gaming industry makes way more money than Hollywood. In fact, it's a bigger industry than Hollywood. Yeah, Hollywood is.
Well, yeah, Grand Theft Auto has made more money than anything. Grand Theft Auto 5 has made more money than anything that's ever come out ever.
And not only that, but like the trailer for GTA 6 broke records for the most like, watched trailer on YouTube.
Yeah.
Movies are not doing that. Grand Theft Auto got 100 million hits like that easy. So like when you're dedicating so much time to things that just don't matter. I don't care about this joke of like a chicken, because of the Cuckoos in Legend of Zelda with Gonzo or whatever. Like, oh, he's scared of chickens or something. I don't care about that. Give me the developer, give him 5 minutes to talk about like, yeah, thanks for giving us this Game of the Year award. Man, it means so much because we lost people and da 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 da. Give him that time. Don't give him 30 seconds and be like, yeah, get the fuck out of here. We need to worry about Matthew McConaughey and everybody else. Right. Yeah, and Simu Liu and all this stuff. And, it's just too... So, like, apparently somebody actually did they timed it. There was 13 minutes. According to this person on social media who supposedly timed it. There was 13 minutes given like altogether to the developers. That's how much time they had or they used up talking about like, why they were happy to receive this award and all this stuff. The show was 3.5 hours. You gave them 13 minutes? Yeah. That's, it's just not right. I don't know what the word. When you have that long of a show and you dedicate like such a small percentage, to...
Yeah, I think part of it's Jeff Keighley being money hungry too, because I'm sure he gets a pretty decent kick from
all the ads and everything. Yeah, like I know, I get it, I understand. It's not that I don't understand. I do get it. I understand completely what it is. But see, here's the thing: is that like this has basically become like E3 in winter. So maybe instead of, because
well, now there is just a new E3 because E3 doesn't exist anymore.
Yeah, I know. So if that's all this is, what he could just do is he has his Summer Game Fest, whatever it's called. Call it Winter Games Fest, and he could still do his awards. He could just be like, oh yeah, we're also presenting some awards during our Winter Game Fest 2023, 2024, stuff like that. So just do that, and maybe it just doesn't seem as bad. And it probably would work out better because now if it's like, oh yeah, we have our awards ceremony during this Winter Games Fest. So you could like stretch out this thing over a week, just like, his Summer Game Fest shit or whatever, where you have one big presentation, but you're stretching over like a week. We're showing games, and then you have your hour and a half dedicated to presenting awards. And you don't have to do the thing where you're like, oh yeah, okay, so here's the award for this game, and here's the award for this game. This game wins. You don't have to do that. You can actually give time for the developers and actually make a showing of presenting the awards. But it was, I don't know. But that's just part of my issues with it. Like I said, it was boring. I don't know. Devin, what are more of your thoughts on it before I get into more?
Well, like the reason why I'm not excited for a lot of these games, like shit's not gonna come out for so long. Like the Blade doesn't even
have coming out 2025. I
feel like a lot of games coming out. It's like Blade might not even come out till like 2026.
Yeah, because
I'm
they're
just like,
just
can we?
starting. They're just starting
Yeah,
development on that.
exactly. And development cycles are like 3 or 4 years. Like they have like the littlest of a cinematic trailer. It's like you want me to get. It's cool that a Blade game is in development, but now it kind of sucks that I know I have to wait 3 years for it. It'd be a lot cooler if I only knew I had to wait like a year and a half. Like, but now you want me to wait 3 years for a game and still be hyped. In 6 months, I'm gonna forget that there's a Blade game that exists. Guaranteed. Until someone's like, "Oh, do you remember there's a Blade game coming out?" I'll be like, "Oh yeah, that's right. It's not gonna come out for another 2.5 years, most likely, or it could even get canceled." That's the thing is, these games could. They're so early on in development. These could get canceled very easily. Like a publisher could get bought out and then decide that it's not for them, and these games are just gone. So it's like I don't. If all these games get made, that's awesome. I would love that. But like Scalebound, I mean, that's a game. It wasn't announced at the Game Awards, but like,
Ooh,
there's
yeah,
games,
that
there's
was
games that get
yeah.
announced and they're far away, and you get hype for them, and they're like, oh, this game's gonna be sweet, and then it just doesn't exist. It's just gone. And it's just like
Yeah,
now, and then so you think about like, I'm sure there's tons of other games we could think about, but like, you're like, what could have been? Like, we could have had this
that
Scalebound
KOTOR
game where
game,
you
the
play.
KOTOR remake. Supposedly
Yeah,
that's like not in active development now, or not supposed. Like yeah, that's been said it's not in active development anymore. Like
yeah.
so,
So you have all these games, and it's just like you're just like, shit, this sucks. Like there's all these cool canceled games. Like even back in the day, like I remember there's this game called Vegas, and it's like it was supposed to kind of be
oh
like
yeah, this is
old school.
Vegas. It's called
Yeah,
This is
yeah.
Vegas.
This is Vegas. Yeah,
Yeah,
like
Agent.
I don't like, I don't. Yeah, Agent. I don't like how games are announced so early. Like unless it's GTA. Like we all know that shit's coming out. That's fine if you want to announce that in 2025, or if you want to announce Halo or the next big something. But if you, I don't know, if there's any shit that might change or it might look different in the next 2 years when you have to announce it, please, please just wait. Wait till it's like within a year and a half
That's
release. I'm not saying you
probably
have to wait, but like, please
yeah.
just wait a little bit to announce your game because, like I said, yeah, just basically, I'm gonna forget this Blade game exists. You're gonna have to re-announce it. You're gonna have to re-announce it. Be like, oh yeah, remember that game we announced at the Game Awards like
Like
a year and a
2 years
half
ago,
ago?
yeah.
Yeah, here's some gameplay for it since we finally got around to like it's finally in like a playable state. Like that's what's gonna happen. So I don't know. It just seems that's why I'm not like super hyped. Like I probably the most thing I'm hyped for is the God of War thing because I can actually play it. Like in 2 days, I can play it. So that's what I'm excited for.
Yeah, I think the
Stuff that I can
reason,
play.
but I think the thing is, the reason games like get announced so far out is that like you do have to build hype for it. But like, how
As
many
I said,
times have
you're
we
gonna
heard?
forget.
Well,
I
no, it's not even about
guarantee
forgetting about
you're
it.
gonna
Yeah,
forget Blade exists in 6 months.
but how many times have we heard about a game like, oh yeah, this game has been in development, like leaks of this game, like yeah, we all knew GTA 6 was coming. But like there was never any announcement of it coming until they announced it. But up to that point, there was like 2 years of at least 2 years, year and a half of like leaks happening and stuff. So I think that's what it
But
is. It's just
no,
maybe
but
studios
even
don't want to risk
Todd
that.
Howard, but even Todd Howard said they announced Skyrim too early. He's like, yeah, like we fucked up on that. Essentially, is what he said because like we all know it's gonna come out,
Elder
but
Scrolls
like
6, yeah.
Oh
yeah,
yeah, let's next
yeah,
option.
Elder
Yeah.
Scrolls 6, not yeah, not but yeah, like their next Elder Scrolls game. They even said like, yeah, like we probably should have announced it because we ain't anywhere close.
It's like, was Metro Prime 4? They
Yeah,
fucking, like,
Yeah.
had to scrap and
that's
start
been
over again.
rebooted. Yeah, Amazon finally like 6 months ago, I think maybe not even 6 months ago. Amazon finally canceled my pre-order just because it had been so long. I had left it on there, but
Hmm.
I still technically had a pre-order. It was
Like, I'm
yeah, I
hyped.
don't know.
I'm still waiting for Metro Prime 4. I like the series. I can't wait for a fourth one, but like I said, it's been like what 6 years or some shit.
It's been way I think they announced that around the time the new consoles were coming out too, right? So it's like yeah, 4 or 5 years or something like that. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
yeah,
yeah.
I don't know. I
That's just
mean,
my point. I just hate knowing things could have been like whether it's movies or games. I'd rather just not know that it existed because I'm like that would have been so cool. Like it would have been so cool if that thing would have existed. But
Yeah,
then
I think
something.
like the whole what was it the whole leak for like Deadpool 3 like right people started leaking photos from somebody from set
Yeah.
saw that. It's just like that's annoying and nothing becomes a surprise anymore.
But see, I think
I'm
that's
gonna
Yeah.
like, I'm
why.
gonna
But
stop
I
talking
think,
shit, but like IGN's like, oh by the way, this shit popped up. Somebody just leaked this
but you
shit.
see,
IGN
I
just
think
posted that
that's
shit like
why.
everywhere, and
But that's why studios announce stuff so early, because then, yeah, they don't want. Couldn't like. That's the thing. This whole Blade coming out, not even just barely starting development, but they announced it. Like it took a lot of people by surprise. Like took everyone by surprise. Like holy shit, they're making a Blade game. But can you imagine if they're like, oh, we're gonna announce this when we are like 3 years into development because now we have like maybe a year and a half, two at most left of development. But at that by that point, now somebody's a lot can happen in those 3 years of development time. Somebody probably leaks it that like, oh yeah, Arcane Leon, they're creating a Blade game. Now when they announce it, it's like, oh, they finally announced the Blade game. Cool. That happens. That does happen. Like the Hitman developers are creating it's called Project Dragon or something like that. So, you're assuming there's like dragons involved or whatever, some kind of like action RPG ish game or whatever, action adventure game. Uh,
Mhm.
the Indiana Jones game, I think, was leaked before it was like even announced. Like, I, I don't know. I do get developers like, hey, yeah, let's get ahead of this. But I do agree, yeah, it can be like,
Eh.
wow, cool.
But then I feel like leaks are like mysterious, and you can just be like, you can like I don't know, maybe you'll see. You can kind of like play it up or something. I don't know. You don't just like it's just the first time we have the character model put together. Let's just throw it out there.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. I'm with you on that, but yeah, um, yeah. Also, I don't know for the
We'll
Game
see.
Awards. For the Game Awards too, like they had like stuff. I'm like when they did that old Gods of Asgard or whatever, like the performance shit. I'm like, why do we have this, man? Like, why are we doing all this shit? The music
Pretty cringe.
performances, yeah. I saw a lot of people were like, all like, wow, that was cool, and I'm like, how? It was so like, I'm like, they dedicate, yeah, like just again, they dedicate so much time to bullshit that just like, why do we need to have? It was like 4 or 5 musical performances. Like, why do we need to have that? Why do we need to have that? There's no, or maybe 3 or 4 actually, but like the one that they did for the Game of the Year, where it was like a medley of music from all the nominees. That's cool. Yeah, do that. Maybe do other. Maybe you can have a performance or one or 2 performances, but to just like constantly like we're gonna have another performance and another one and another one, and then here's Gonzo, and then here's Simu Liu, here's Matthew McConaughey, here's this guy, here's Anthony Mackie, whatever, and here's another commercial. Here's another commercial for like smoking is bad for your health and stuff like that. It just it
Wait, smoking's bad for you?
yeah exactly. I didn't know that. It's just after a while I'm like, you really thought this was a good idea, didn't you? Like, the Game Awards are supposed to be the Game Awards, and it's just so much other shit involved that doesn't make it that. It makes it basically just, yeah, it's a games showcase. And if he called it, yeah, the Winter Games Showcase or Winter Game Fest, like I said earlier, that's completely fine. But the Game Awards, it just it's yeah, lackluster reveals. Like some of them are cool. Like I like the Blade reveal, but you're right. Yeah, it's really far out. I like seeing No Rest for the Wicked. Or seeing that announcement for that, the trailer for that. Obviously the Dragon Ball game, stuff like that. And I like seeing the awards being presented. I want games recognized for what they are and for how great they are. But then you had add all this fluff that just is just not necessary, and you do things like, oh, we're going to give you a minute to talk about why you're grateful to win Game of the Year. And yeah, we know you're talking about like, yeah, we lost some friends, during this time because of COVID or whatever, I guess. Oh, yeah, you did? Yeah, hurry up and wrap it up because we need to.
Damn, dude, that's crazy.
Yeah. It's just Jeff Keighley talks about or makes it seem like he is like the biggest advocate for gaming. Then he goes and does this shit. It's just, he doesn't he didn't he doesn't practice what he preaches if this is how he's going to treat the developers at what he is clearly trying to make. Like, he's not like, oh, this is just an award show. He's trying to make this like this is our Academy Awards with the production value. And that's the thing. The production value on this is great. Like, it is top notch. Like, it is like, holy shit. You watch this, it feels big. It feels like grand. But yeah, you then get stuff that just are things that are just take away from what you're supposed to be doing.
You know
with
what big
this.
things feel like?
Yo, shut your mouth. Shut your mouth. All right. And if you guys don't have any more thoughts, I think that's probably going to do it with that conversation for Game Awards. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. The Game Awards there just needs to be something else done. There needs to be something, I don't know. If this is what the Game Awards are going to become, this is just not the way to go about it. It's just not. I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. You guys got anything else to add to that?
No, they can change it up. They can figure it out. They'll figure something out. And if they don't, they don't.
Yeah, well, I don't know. I mean, he did like Jeff Keighley did after the show. Like, what did you guys rate the Game Awards? So I mean, he clearly is trying to gauge what the.
He's trying really hard to put this, make sure everything like was it gaming's not just a kind of a bullshit thing compared to like Hollywood movies.
Yeah,
It's actually a big thing.
but yeah, he's gotta switch up some of the shit that he's doing because
If it wasn't for him, I don't think anyone would give a shit. The Game Awards, I don't know if there would be. Actually started.
I mean,
doing
no, you're completely right. This is when it comes to the Game Awards. Yeah, these are it. Like, as much as I'm lamenting some of the stuff or a lot of the stuff that was in it, and you guys are kind of in agreement a little bit too with that or whatever. People care about these still. Like, that's why it gets what it the kind of like ads it gets and gets stars and stuff. It's not, because there are other Game Awards. The Golden Joysticks doesn't get this kind of,
I mean, IGN has their own.
Yeah. Or,
They don't like it.
no. But I'm talking
hand out
about.
their game
I'm not talking about like press awards, like
I know.
like GameSpot and IGN. I'm talking about like other like industry events, because there's the Dice Awards, Golden Joysticks. Like, they don't get this. They don't have the light shown on them as brightly as the Game Awards. It's just the Game Awards are, when it comes to Game of the Year and all that stuff, the Game Awards are the biggest thing. It just is. They just are. So I think that's what makes it worse for me, is that like it has as big of a spotlight as it does, but it just fucks with it so much, or just doesn't use it correctly. Whatever you want to say, it's just not how it should be done. At least I don't. I mean, it's not even that my opinion. A lot of sentiment has been said about that on social media and the internet and everything. Like, this isn't how the Game Awards should be. A lot of people did not like the way the Game Awards are being run, with like having so much celebrities, taking up so much time and ads galore and just almost the blatant disrespect of game developers, the people who make the games. Without the game developers, obviously we don't have a Game Awards because we don't have games. And I understand that without Jeff Keighley, we don't have the Game Awards too, because he's just such a big force in the industry to be able to do these things like the Game Awards and Summer Game Fest and everything. But there has to be a better balance than what we got this past Thursday. There just has to be a better balance. It just, I don't know, because
it should be really all about.
Did they?
Here and there.
I
I don't get.
I may have missed it because I had to watch it while taking care of my kid. But did they even have streamers there? Popular streamers?
they had an award.
Ninjas.
They had an award.
I know, but why aren't those guys also announcing awards and
I
stuff?
think I'd be completely fine with that, because at least they play the games and everything. Yeah, because
that's what I'm saying. Involve more of the gaming community. Or, I don't know. Have some kid that's a Make-A-Wish guy that plays video games. You find out some Make-A-Wish kid. I don't know. Have people who from the communities who actually play this stuff, not the celebrity community.
Yeah, we don't need.
You can involve
We don't need. What's his name? Timothy Chalamet. We don't need him presenting Game of the Year. We don't need him doing that. We don't need Simu Liu and Anthony.
I need Timothy Chalamet selling me my perfume on Football Sunday. That's what
exactly. Or playing Willy Wonka in a apparently subpar movie. Yeah, I don't know.
Shocker, rehashed IP is subpar.
Yeah, exactly.
Another.
And with that, I think that's a good one to end on right there. I think we said everything we needed to say on that topic, and that's the last one. So yeah, that's gonna be a good one to end with. All right. So this has been the Gaming Chamber Podcast, first episode. Hopefully we can keep doing more. I'm very hopeful we'll be able to keep doing more. Anyone who ends up listening to this, thank you for listening. I'm Too Beast to Kill You, and I will see you in the next video or podcast.